GM, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are tuning in from around the world. My name is Kelvin Sparks, and welcome back to the Crypto IQ Finals. I will be your host today, and we're continuing the quest to find the smartest person in crypto. Today, we've got round two matchups. This is the second of four overall. This is trivia packed with surprises, challenges, and of course, plenty of chances to win big. So, for the folks listening at home, it's not too late to compete for the audience prize because we are upping the stakes each round. And as a reminder, audience members who follow Crypto IQ closely and participate will be eligible to win 2,500 USDC at the end of the Crypto IQ Finals tournament. As you can see, not only the GigaBrains are going to get rewarded, but folks like you at home who show effort and would love to learn about crypto can also get in on the action. And none of this would be possible without our folks, our friends at Polymarket, the place where the internet's collective brain decides the odds on what's actually going to happen in the world. If you want to know if your favorite team's making the playoffs, if a celebrity is dropping an album, or if your friend's totally real prediction holds up, Polymarket has all the receipts. Please jump on the wait list on polymarket.com by using code THEBLOCK. That's THEBLOCK, all lowercase, because sometimes the best way to stay informed is to see what everyone else is betting their confidence on. Without further ado, let's meet our contestants. So, the higher ranked seed, I believe number 4 overall in the Crypto IQ tournament, AK, welcome back, and how are you doing?
Thanks. I'm doing good. I had a chance to get a little bit of a break, and I just wandered around to see a bunch of friends in SF. Been a fun few days, and ready for some more.
Nice, nice. And I completely forgot to ask, where does the PFP come from that you're rocking? It's very interesting, I must say, color-wise and just a general art style.
Yeah, it's actually I fed a picture of myself into AI and processed it through there about 5 different times, and then I asked it to make something in a Egyptian hieroglyphic style, and wound up with this. Uh,
Nice.
and it's pretty great because it looks like it should be an NFT, but it's not.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I don't have to worry about accidentally selling the thing that is my digital identity. Because I had a bunch, an NFT profile picture for ages, and I ran into the problem that I kept wanting to sell it, and kept being worth less every time that I would think about selling it and not, because this is my digital identity, whatever. So then AI solves this problem.
Yeah, understood. Understood. And couldn't agree more. It's interesting. I think Punk 6529 talks a lot about that. Or people just don't want to sell these things that are so dear to them. But let's move on and introduce Based Barry. Welcome back. How are you doing, sir?
Hey, happy to be back. Probably not as interesting as AK, but yeah, I guess last time I said I was protected by the FCA, and I still am protected by the FCA.
Understood. Understood. And how you feeling going into round 2?
Feeling good.
Nice, nice. It's funny. Before we started, we were talking about old stories. I mean, you've been a researcher everywhere. Previously, it was at the block. Now you're at Wintermute. What's the most exciting thing about your day to day at work, sir?
I think just being able to be at the frontier of systematic strategies on chain, and being at the forefront of MEV probably is quite interesting. I think it's two different things: observing from the outside and actually partaking from inside.
Understood. Understood. And thank you for illuminating for myself as well as the folks listening. That being said, it's great to have you all here. Now, let's get into how the game is going to work for this round. So, in this matchup, players will have to answer 10 questions. The questions are topics at random and could be of various types. Think multiple choice, rank order, free answer, as well as visual questions. So, questions are worth more points as the game progresses, but difficulty of the questions increases as well. Oh, and the most important part, as the seconds tick, your points will bleed. So, your objective is to answer as quickly and as correctly as possible. So for once in this year, ChatGPT will not be able to help you. We'll do a check in about halfway to look at the total points tally, or not the total points tally, rather, the tally for this round and see who is leading. But in the end, the player with the most points will progress to the final 4. that being said, gentlemen, I'm going to get a verbal confirmation from you both, and we will jump in. AK as the higher seed, are you ready?
Yes.
And Based Barry, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Without further ado, let's jump into question number 1. In March 2022, Do Kwon took $1 million bets that Luna would hold a price target in 1 year. Which CT trader took the other side? This is a good one. Let's see. We got 2 answers, and both were correct. The answer was A. GCR took the other side of that bet. So I'm going to take this to the guy at Wintermute. Barry, since we're talking about trading, are you much of a trader these days? And if so, where do you tend to focus your attention?
I'd say not trading too much. Just like when semantics are not great, maybe I'll buy some. And like when you say venues, I'm actually a big fan of Infinex. I think it abstracts away on-chain stuff quite nicely, so you don't have to worry about too much. Even though like I could get into the weeds technically, but yeah, shout out to Kane, I guess.
Understood. And the Infinex intern may actually be participating in this competition. So if you do advance, there's a chance you may see him. He's got an interesting background and some brains as well. But without further ado, contestants, please have your keyboards ready. This is a free-form question. Let's move on to question number 2. Question number 2, name the privacy-preserving address style on Monero. Oh, wow. A bit of a trickier one early on in the rounds. You never know what to expect with Crypto IQ. Okay, we got 2 answers. Let's see what our contestants input. So,
I'm clueless at this.
Yeah, I kind of guessed so, to be honest.
Really? Okay. Well, it looks like AK, you went with keyring, and Barry, you put shielded. Both contestants were incorrect. The address style is stealth address.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Monero's a tricky one. So, AK, you seemed pretty regretful immediately. You took a guess at it. What were you thinking? And do you like Monero?
I don't follow Monero that closely, so I guess my view on a lot of the privacy stuff is that there's sort of a gap between reality and idealism on it, and that any government sufficiently motivated to screw you over will just block anything that has interacted with any of these protocols and anything one step from that. And so I have not actually done that much with them, simply because I believe that a lot of the privacy preservation only works if you can actually sort of move in and out without having things break.
Yeah, understood. Definitely was a while for me on my end before I started delving in. Haven't actually touched Monero, but even some of these other protocols, yeah, it was a very, very dark time the past few years as a U.S. citizen, or even OFAC for that matter, these other sanctions lists you get put on. So I get it. So contestants, please be ready. The next one is going to be a visual question. Have your eyes on the screen. Without further ado, let's move on to question number 3. What protocol has this logo?
Oh, I hope I haven't messed that one up.
Let's see.
That's quite bad.
Oh, we have a few answer choices. Okay. So in A, we have Aave. In B, Phantom. C, Uma. And D, Smile. Barry, I'm sensing some remorse on your end. What's going through your mind?
I don't think it's Phantom. I think it might be Uma, actually. I'm not sure, to be honest. I know for sure it's not Aave.
Let's see. Both our contestants answered AK. You got that one right. The correct answer was A.
Oh,
Aave.
It looks like Phantom, and I was like,
wait,
second guessing this. Oh.
There's no way that's Aave. What? Is this a rebrand?
Oh man, yeah,
Oh,
Crypto
that's
IQ.
so tough. That's actually annoying.
You never know what to expect, but that being said, it is still early, and as we get deeper in the round, the questions get harder and will be worth more points. So Barry, you may be down, brother, but you are not out just yet.
There's no way.
No worries. It even happens to GigaBrains, folks. So, all right. The next one's going to be rank order. Let's move on to question number 4. Order these Bitcoin technology upgrades chronologically. The top is the earliest. Looks like choices are A, Taproot, B, Lightning Network Beta, C, SegWit, and D, Ordinals.
It's a tricky one.
Wow. Yeah, this is a tricky one. And let's see. We got 2 answers. Barry, you said SegWit, Lightning Network Beta, Taproot, and Ordinals. How confident were you in your answer?
Honestly, like, I think from memory, I think Lightning was enabled by SegWit, maybe. And then with Taproot and Ordinals, I'm not that confident.
Well, sir, you were correct.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
understood. No worries, man. No worries. Do you find yourself delving into a lot of the BIPs, network upgrades, and just overall discussions in Bitcoin these days?
Honestly, no, not really.
Understood. What about you, AK? Any thoughts on the future of Bitcoin?
Not that much. I mean, I think that they need to solve the fee problem somehow, and Ordinals is not the answer. So.
Fair game. And curious, since we have you on the line, we're on the subject of Bitcoin. What are your thoughts on quantum resistance and how much of a threat that is to Bitcoin currently?
I mean, I guess I don't have actual real thoughts on it, to be honest with you.
Fair.
Like,
That's a great answer.
yeah, like there's people who know this better than I do, and I defer to them.
Understood. Understood. Very, very great answer. That being said, question number 5 is going to be a lore question. Let's move on to question 5. What is the 3rd largest Bitcoin ETF by AUM as of December 2025? Looks like we have a few choices. Choice A is IBIT. Choice B is FBTC. Choice C is ARCB. And choice D is GBTC. Let's see how our GigaBrains are doing. AK, you answered choice D, GBTC. Barry, you said FBTC, but only one of you was correct. AK, you got that one. Choice D, GBTC was the correct answer. So, no, you don't have some strong opinions on maybe these potential threats and what's going on these days, but you're sharp on the ETF flows. How'd you know that one? Just curious, AK.
I didn't. I did, but I didn't. I just like I remember GBTC was on the larger side, and not everyone had sort of moved over to lower fee products over time, and so I figured that it's still probably up there because people just haven't made the switch away from the predatory high fees, etc. But I guess they also lowered their fees at some point to be slightly more competitive and not just robbery.
I will say it does look like an infinite money glitch when you're sitting on that many Bitcoins. But let's check on the leaderboard to see how our GigaBrains are faring and who's looking like they're going to advance and who may potentially be going home. So, AK, you are up thus far. You got 132 points with that one, which gave you a little lead, but is not that much. Totaling your points for this round, it comes out to 360. And base Barry, 2 of 10 correct so far, 189 points. So Barry, I think you may have been the underdog the last time you were up against an opponent, and you came back. What are your thoughts going into the second half of this round, sir?
Just no more logo questions. I'm actually still annoyed about that one, to be honest.
Fair game. Fair game. It happens. I think there was something like that last matchup that happened to a contestant as well. And AK, you were leading pretty heavily, I believe, the last matchup you had. You're in the lead now. What do you think it's going to take? And maybe what questions you're expecting that'll...
More logo questions? As many, like just 5 more questions about logos. Let's do it. Yeah. Yeah, that's...
All right, mic check, mic check. How do I sound now? Okay, I'm back. Sorry. A little bit of an issue with my computer, but we are back and better than ever. That being said, I did hear everything that you guys were saying. You just couldn't hear me. So glad that that's fixed. And you never know what to expect with Crypto IQ. So there may be 5 more logo questions to decide who goes home with it. But
Amazing.
amazing for some and not so amazing for others. But I digress. The next one is a technical question. Let's move on to question number 6. So, question number 6. A blank contract address can sponsor gas fees on behalf of users, thereby enabling gasless transactions. Is the correct answer A, replace by fee? Is it B, paymaster? Is it C, pay to play? Or is it choice D, sponsor? Man, where is Coffee when you need him? I know he's jumping up and down, wishing this was in his round. And let's see what the contestants put in. Okay, Barry was a bit quicker on the draw there, and you both put the same answer. The answer choice you selected was B, which is in fact correct. Paymaster contracts can sponsor gas fees on behalf of users. These are known as gasless transactions. So, Barry, how important is UX overall in on-chain finance, in your opinion?
I mean, if you expect regular people to use these things, then probably the most important thing.
Yeah. And what do you think has been the biggest hurdle for maybe those who are crypto curious or novice jumping in on chain and really going down the rabbit hole from a UX perspective?
I mean, like in general, it's just not very, I guess, normie friendly. It's just you're seeing an address which is 40 characters, begins with 0x. Probably never seen something like this before in your life. So, yeah, I mean, not the most friendly way to be introduced to all of this.
Yeah, fair game. Fair game. All right, contestants, please have your keyboards ready. The next one is a free-form question. Let's move on to question number 7. Question 7.
Can't believe it.
Ticker of the crypto protocol associated with this person. Not a logo one, but let's see how Barry fares.
How do I spell it?
This is hilarious.
How do I spell it? I don't know.
All right. We got 2 answers. Looks like Barry, you put WRLD. AK, you put WLD. Only one was correct, and that was AK.
Yeah, it's just Cooks GG.
An extra R in there.
So it's hilarious that you asked this one because I actually went to the WorldCoin offices or the WorldCoin orb thing literally yesterday to get verified and check it out, etc., etc. So couldn't have timed this better.
That's so funny. It's like Luke studying the chain IDs yesterday. Yesterday, going into the final matchups that we had, his final matchup today. But okay, so are you a believer in WorldCoin, or what compelled you to go to the office? What's going on there?
I think it's interesting. Like I enjoy making fun of them as much as the next person, but and there's a lot to make fun of in theory, but the fact that it is actually useful to be able to tell who is a human on the internet, and it is actually important to have some amount of Sybil resistance as you're sort of building a lot of different products. It means that the concept at least has a good deal of merit. I don't know that this is exactly the solution, but it's closer to one than a lot of things, and I think they're using crypto incentives in the right way to try to build the network. And I'm actually not as much of a hater as I would have expected myself to be.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. The logic is adding up. That being said, a word of advice: if you ever go to the WorldCoin orb, do not bring Lawrence Day with you. Those who've been on CT know, and I'll leave it at that. Bit of an inside joke there. You could go on Twitter after this and look it up. But
I had like 5 minutes alone with the orbs, and I thought of Lawrence.
How about this? That's definitely a CT lore one. Hopefully, we'll make that a question for future rounds. But let's get back to the competition. That being said, let's move on to question number 8. Question 8 is a technical question. What is the chain ID of Ethereum? Is the correct answer
Come
A,
on.
21? Is it B, 1559? Is it C, 1? Or is it D, 50? Let's see what our contest. Okay, Barry, you answered super quick. You said, come on. Was that because you were pissed off or because it was an easy one?
I mean, I hope it was an easy one, but like, yeah.
You chose answer C, as did AK. You both were correct.
Yeah.
Barry, slightly quicker.
I think I'm gonna need more than slightly quicker.
Well, I tend to agree. But with that one, you brought in 352 points, but you are still trailing.
How many did AK bring in, just out of interest?
347 points on
God.
that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna need way more than slightly quicker.
Fair game, fair game. We'll answer one more question and then we'll go to the leaderboard. That being said, let's move on to question number 9. Where was USDT initially launched? Is the correct answer A, Lightning Network? Is it B, EOS? Is it C, Ethereum? Or is it D, Omni? Man,
I mean,
that's a good question.
This is a good one.
Let's see. Oh, we got 2 answers, but split choices. It looks like AK chose Omni. Wow. Barry, you chose the Lightning Network. Only one of you is correct, and that is AK. Omni Tether was where it all began, and I believe they moved to the Lightning Network because the main chain was too expensive. AK, how'd you know that one, man?
This is filed away in the obscure random crypto knowledge thing. I remember seeing some stuff about Omni Network because I follow some of the like weird archaeology, on-chain archaeology people, and they were digging up stuff on Omni, and first coin of this or whatever else, and so I remember seeing at some point that USDT was also that was where they started, where they got their home. But,
yeah. So I'm curious, you spoke about like the archaeologists, the relics community. They tend to go pretty hard. What drew you into that side of crypto, given it's not a very, very big community either?
Well, okay. So I was one of the first people I was one of the people who sort of managed to loot the Genesis Mooncat contract when they were first rediscovered in 2021.
Wow.
A few friends and I managed to get a substantial amount of the Genesis Mooncats. And as a result of that, I kind of got more interested in, hey, what else is out there that's kind of old and interesting. And I still think it's kind of cool and kind of appealing of like, there's this entire sort of internet subculture, internet whatever, and there's history and there's cool stories behind some of these things that are out there. One of my favorites is actually the first meme coin to exist on Ethereum, for example.
Wait, I know that one. Wrapped II coin, one
Bingo.
Coin for you. II
right.
coin love. That's a good one.
Yeah, and like it's sort of a fun small, it's a small kind of obscure community, but fun, and you have sort of the history to back it up.
Yeah, I will say not much foot traffic around those parts, but those folks tend to enter and never leave. If you are selling a Genesis Mooncat before it hits OpenSea, Magic Eden, or the marketplace of your choice, please call me first. I'll buy it off you. I'm so serious.
Okay, I still got 3 of them. I'm not sure they're up for adoption, but
Oh man, we got to talk after this. We'll talk about maybe some of the nice the accessories you bought for your Tamagotchis, because I got a couple on my end too. But we'll save that for after this round. That being said, audience members, don't go anywhere because we have one more question for our finalists. Then afterwards, you get to participate and get in on the action. That's right. You folks who are listening live at home can also get a chance to win big. After we get through this final question, we'll have an audience participation portion where a QR code will come on screen and you can engage to win as well. Don't worry if you miss future rounds, in that we're upping the stakes as the rounds progress. So you can go home with 2,500 USDC at the end of the Crypto IQ Finals tournament. All you need to do is follow the matchups and participate in the audience participation portion of each round. Please provide your nickname, your X or Twitter handle if you'd like, but most importantly, continue to use the same email address so we can track your score across multiple sessions. That being said, we do have one more question for our contestants, but first, let's check the leaderboard to see how our GigaBrains are doing. And AK, you were in the lead. You are still in the lead.
I don't think it's mathematically possible for me to win.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's no staking points in this one, so I don't know, Barry. It may be a day late and a dollar short on your end, but regardless, you made it where very few have ventured. So we'll get a verbal confirmation, and then we will move on to our final question. AK, are you ready for the final question?
Fire away.
Based Barry, are you ready for the final question?
Yep.
This is a free form, so please have your keyboards ready, contestants. Without further ado, let's move on to question 10. What is the name of the Shiba Inu behind this cryptocurrency? Ooh, this is a good one. I like the meme coin lore ones, I can't lie. Again, you are not judged on capitalization, only on correct spelling.
I have no clue. Wasn't the dog very ill recently?
I believe the dog has since passed, unfortunately.
Yeah,
but
more than ill.
Yeah.
No clue.
But the meme lives on. All right, we got 2 answers. Let's see what our GigaBrains logged in with. Looks like AK, you said Akuma.
If that's correct, I might lose it a little bit.
Well, we'll see. Barry, you said Shiba. But let's see what the answer key says. Kabuso or Kabuso Chan is the correct answer. I'm sorry, our GigaBrains got this wrong, but hopefully some folks in the audience were screaming it from the top of their lungs at the computer.
I'm actually really ashamed that I got this one wrong.
Well, I'm surprised. You got the GCR question correct, and he said that was the IP he wished he would have bought. The NFT, the Doge NFT, I believe it was, he said it was one of the most valuable IPs in crypto. So I'm curious, how important was the Doge meme overall in your crypto journey, if at all?
I don't know. Like I guess it's always been an important part of the sort of culture and lore of the space. But in my own journey, not all that important. I have friends who were, mining Doge and whatever else, but I never really was that involved there. And I still, even now, am not that much of a meme going guy. So, yeah.
Fair game. And I guess it still is not important, but that does not matter because AK, you have advanced to the final 4. Congratulations.
Thank you. GG.
Yeah, Barry, it was a good run. Unfortunately, this is where your Crypto IQ Finals journey ends. But, sir, it was a pleasure to have you. Any words of wisdom or advice for the folks at home looking to be in your position in the future?
Like losing because you don't recognize the Aave logo, I'd say sure. No, I think it was just a bit more than just that. I mean, I'd say just follow your curiosity and work on like hard skills, and don't get lost in the scams.
Yeah, well said. One last question, because I have to ask, how do you do the things that you don't like to do? Let's say challenging in like a work or a crypto sense. What gets you through those challenging tasks?
I mean, sometimes you just have to get things done. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, well said. Sometimes there's no sexy answer. Just got to do the work. But contestants, thank you very much for participating. Now, let's move on to the audience participation portion of the matchup. Now, folks at home watching the stream, you should see a QR code to join the audience competition. As a reminder, audience members who follow Crypto IQ closely will be eligible to win 2,500 USDC at the end of the Crypto IQ Finals tournament. All you need to do is follow each matchup and participate in the audience member questions. Do not worry if you missed any questions previously. We are upping the stakes as we get closer to the final 4. That means questions will be worth more points. So please provide your nickname, your X and Twitter handle if you'd like, but most importantly, use the same email address. That way it's going to be easy for us to track across multiple sessions and reward you for your hard work and participation in making this Crypto IQ Finals tournament amazing. So we'll give it a bit of time for folks to get logged in, but please, when you do, pay attention to your phones as there's a bit of lag between the stream and the software that we're using. In the meantime, we'll pull up the audience leaderboard to see how the folks at home are doing. All right, taking a look at the audience leaderboard, Wintermute dominating the top 2 slots. We have Emparedado as well as Fade at number 1 and number 2. Decentralix, an early Gigabrain who competed, unfortunately fell a bit short and is trying to make it all back. I like the hustle, I must say. FB Slow is also up there. He's still in the competition. Ab, Shard, Serbi, Maris Trophy, and Colonel Panic are rounding out our top 10 audience participants. That being said, it is not too late, folks. Please join, participate, and hopefully you indeed will win big too. But I digress. Let's see. For our audience matchup, I'm going to see. We're on question 19. This is a lore and culture one. Without further ado, let's move on to our audience participation portion of this round. So, question 19. Aave was originally founded under what name? Is the correct answer A, Aave? Is it B, Ethland? Is it C, Aavegotchi? Or is it D, Stani? I'm telling you, folks, chances to win big all throughout Crypto IQ. And all you gotta do is tune in. Let's see how the folks at home are answering. Wow. Overwhelmingly, 90% of folks said the answer is B, Ethland, and they indeed were correct. Ethland was the name Aave was originally founded under. And there still is one more question for this round, but let's span to the leaderboard real quick and see how things are changing. Okay, looks like Emparedado and Ab, both of you got that one correct among a few others. But you're the two people leading in questions correctly answered. You have the largest sum with Emparedado at 15, Ab at 14. But with that, a ton of other folks are climbing the leaderboard. That being said, the order still remains unchanged, but it is not too late. Let's move on to question 20 for the audience participation portion. This is visual. Have your keyboards ready. Question 20. What collection is this ordinal from? Is the correct answer A, Bored Ape Yacht Club? Is it B, Bitcoin Puppets? Is it C, Node Monkeys? Or is it D, Monkey Punks? All right. Questions are rolling in. Let's see how the folks at home are faring. Oh, there was not a lot of consensus here, but looks like about half the audience said Node Monkeys, and half of you were correct. The answer is C, Node Monkeys. Some folks tended to say Bitcoin Puppets and Monkey Punks, but choice C was in fact the correct answer. That being said, folks, I want to thank you all for tuning in, as that was a duel of some of the brightest brains in our industry. Ended up being AK going home and AK advancing to the round of 4, and Barry going home by the conclusion of that one. But nonetheless, thank you all for participating. And let's see. Overall, we're done for today, actually. So we're starting again tomorrow at 7 a.m. And that's going to be another 2 really, really good matchups that I'm personally excited for. But before we head out, let's take a look at the audience leaderboard. Nice. See how the folks at home are doing. The answers are rolling in. It's great. And again, before we wrap up, I want to make a huge thank you and a huge shout out to our sponsor, Polymarket, who made this competition possible. Jump on the waitlist on polymarket.com by using code THEBLOCK. That's THEBLOCK, all lowercase. Thank you so much for watching today. and I will see you again tomorrow. Have a great day, evening, morning, wherever you are. I'm Kelvin Sparks. I'll see you soon. Cheers.